where are you on naming a quarterback for this week?
Yeah, we'll talk about it as a staff. We're finishing up this game, and we'll talk about it tonight.
Will anything, we only have 2 games left, Brian. Will anything for the future go in, or is it just about these 2 games? Because obviously, Tommy, as Joe pointed out, Tommy's the only backup quarterback under contract. So will that factor in, or is it just about these 2 games?
Yeah, we're just getting ready for the Rams here, and we'll talk about that tonight.
Thanks.
Yep.
Please raise your hand if you have a question. Kim Jones.
Babes, can you hear me okay?
I got you. How you doing, Kim?
Sorry.
It's okay.
No excuses. When you look at this season, and I know there'll be time for a real dissection of the season, but how do you keep your players in these final couple weeks of just being sort of, knowing they're out of it and maybe showing some of that in their play or approach?
Yeah, I thought we competed hard yesterday, and we have a bunch of competitors that are going to do their jobs, come in, get ready to go against the Rams, and try to play and coach as good as we can.
Dave, with your receiver rotation, I'll call it. I'm not sure what else to call it. A rotation of receivers. Are you satisfied with the way that the big plays were made? We see Slayton with a big play yesterday, that kind of thing. Wandale gets an awful lot of opportunities for not a lot of yardage. Is that one of the things maybe that you'll particularly look at?
Yeah, well, right now we're just gonna, try to do as good as we can against the Rams and put together a plan. There'll be a time for all that, Kim, but now it's get ready to go here on the Rams.
I understand that. Thank you.
Yep.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Brian.
Paul.
Hey, a couple of things. Down the stretch, you've been in a lot of seasons, in the playoffs, out of the playoffs, who you're playing, who you're not playing. You down the stretch, or you played the Eagles, going to play them twice, the Rams, obviously in the thick of the playoff race. Is that a carrot that you can, show to your team? You're playing against teams that are in it and hungry and need to win. You know what I mean? And you need to match that, obviously, or things won't go well.
Yeah, I just say, Paul, we try to do everything we can do each week. Certainly haven't got the results that we want, but, compete and do everything you can do to get ready to play a game in this league. And, regardless of where I've been or what I've been, if you're a competitor, that's what you get excited to do.
Do you notice these games can be different against, two teams in it, 2 teams out of it, teams fighting for position, or, with the Rams, in other years, the Rams might be coming here. They're not in it. They're making a long trip. You can kind of sense it, that's not going to be the sense you're going to get from the Rams, I'm sure, this week.
Yeah, I don't sense that in any game I've ever coached in. Or you're playing pros that are competitive, and, you try to do everything you can do each week to win.
One more. You have 2 players on your defense who played every snap this year. Bobby and McKinney. That's obviously not an easy thing to do.
Sure.
Do they ever ask for a playoff? Or is it like, don't ask, don't tell?
No, and they do a really good job of taking care of their bodies, prehabbing. They practice too, almost every play. So, durability is obviously an important thing, and both those guys have been good players for us, and it's certainly a hard thing to do.
I see there's no other question here, so I want to ask you, Evan Neal, was he not close? You put him on IR. It's a long time with the ankle, but he's just not going to work.
Yeah, Evan's done everything he could possibly do, and just couldn't make it here. So there'll be stuff down the road, but he's the young man's done everything he could possibly do. It just didn't work out.
Stuff down the road as far as a procedure or something he made?
Potentially, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Canavan.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Tom.
Were there any injuries out of yesterday's game that might be a concern heading into next week?
We'll have more freedom. I haven't met with the trainers yet. They're still meeting the doctors, so have more for you tomorrow.
And one other quick question.
Sure.
I mean, now that you're eliminated, is there like this, for a moment, you let yourself feel a sense of disappointment, or do you worry about that after the season?
Yeah, you get certainly you're disappointed. You put everything you have into it each year to get an opportunity to, compete in the postseason. But our focus and my focus right now is on to the next week and do everything we can do to go out there and play a good game against the Rams.
Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
Charlotte Carroll.
Brian, how's it going?
Morning, Charlotte.
Morning. Wanted to ask about Jamie and how he's doing. There was a report on the broadcast yesterday that he had to wear a wrap on his kicking leg.
Yeah.
And if there's kind of consideration with him not going yesterday.
No, Jamie was good to go. He mishit that first ball. Actually, what happened when that first return that they had, it returned all the way down to positive territory. Going to make the tackle, he landed on his knee, and that's what's bothering him right now. So it was on the tackle, on the returner, on that first punt.
How's he doing today?
I haven't talked to those guys yet.
If he's feeling badly, is there talk about, I guess, kind of maybe bringing someone in for workouts? I know you haven't made those conversations.
We'll have that conversation here in about an hour.
Thank you.
Yep.
Patty Trina.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Hey, Patty, how are you?
Good. I just want to piggyback off of Paul's question regarding guys who are able to practice, not miss a practice, not miss a
Sure.
snap. What goes into that thinking? Because obviously you guys with the sports scientists, you monitor practice reps, you monitor game reps. Obviously there's bumps and bruises. So how do you kind of determine, okay, Bobby and Xavier, they're good to go. This guy isn't good to go. I mean, especially when this time of year when guys are banged up.
Yeah, we try to take that into account with all our practice routines. So some are more walkthroughs. There might be times where we give X or Bobby a little bit of, a couple reps here and back off them a little bit. But there's, competitive as I've seen, and I've been around some players a long time ago that took, every rep at practice, every rep in the game, every rep on show team, every rep on the special team show team when they were on it. So these two guys are, call them throwbacks a little bit in terms of their ability to stay durable and perform down in and down out.
Do you find that sometimes you have to protect guys from themselves because they really want to go out there and they're maybe not,
Sure.
good enough to go out there, so to speak?
Yeah, sure. And I think, our guys do a good job in the training room and strength and conditioning of, making sure that we're on top of that. But, you also appreciate players like that are that want to be out there all the time.
Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
Art Stapleton.
Hey, Dave. Good morning.
Morning, Art.
When you make a move like you did yesterday, a quarterback, seeking a spark, is that an in-the-moment thing for you, or do you guys discuss going into the game circumstances and say, you know what, okay, this is the week that we're going to make a move if we need to make a move? How does that decision-making, play itself out for you in this situation?
Yeah, no, I made that decision at halftime. Just felt we needed to do something to try to spark us. We were 1-8 on third down, 55 yards passing, and that was a collective thing, though. For everybody. But it's a decision I made at halftime, and that's how we went with it.
Is that always a difficult situation to make in that situation when you're trying to judge? Because the previous week, you guys had struggled offensively
Sure.
as well. When you didn't make that decision,
Yep.
Go down that road the previous week.
Yeah, just felt that for that particular game, that was the decision that I needed to make.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
We'll take two more, Kim Jones and then Ryan Dunleavy.
Hey, Dave, I meant to ask this.
Sure.
Would you consider backing off Saquon and Dexter in particular, given the circumstances now?
No, they're
No. Okay.
they're ready and capable to go. Then they'll be playing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Ryan.
Daves, I know in the moment yesterday, you're very wary of what you can say about some of those controversial calls with some time to breathe. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on the calls, or if maybe you could dance around it like Tyrod did and say, do you feel like a game should be officiated at the end the same way it is throughout the game, and what the teaching point is for Bobby at the end of the first half, if that's kind of a fine line between how you're supposed to know that's a fumble versus a delay of game?
Yeah. Ryan, appreciate the question. Well thought out. But any questions?
It really was well thought out, wasn't it?
It was. But, officials have the job to do. I respect the job that they have to do it. Any decisions or calls, you can ask them about it.